afternoon, VC and YouTubers everywhere. Homework, homework, homework. I thought this was summer. I thought we were taking the summer off and weren't going to have any homework to do. I've had a bunch of things going on this summer. I've been a little slow getting back to people. Was out of town for 3 weeks. I'm in the process of moving a bunch of stuff now, and so I'm a little late getting back with these homework videos. But the first one, Tom up there, High Rant District in Portland, I sent him some homework a while back. I gave him an assignment. I wanted him to do a little work. I wanted a book report, or rather a record report back on some music. He didn't seem to like blues very much, so of course I'm going to send a blues record, and I did send along a couple other things I thought he might enjoy, and he did the assignment. He gets an A plus. Doesn't matter whether you like the music or not, is if you give it a serious listen. I think that's what's important, and I think these homework assignments, that's a lot of fun, more than just watching somebody open a box or hold up a record. Well, he sent me some homework, and I got that package, and I opened it up, and I wasn't sure what this was and or what he was going to send me, and so I had it laying there beside me on another chair for a couple days, and I'd pick it up and look at it, and I hadn't opened up the record, but I thought, well, Portland, that's a kind of the center almost of the punk world today. Maybe he's going to send me some heavy duty punk, something might be a little bit out of my comfort zone. I thought, well, maybe he'll throw a fastball through there and try to embarrass me, or he'll throw a pitch up there high and outside and see if I'll swing at it anyway. Nope. Throw me a big old fat slow ball right down the center. Earl Thomas and the Pain. This, I guess we're going to classify as soul. This record was outstanding. I loved it. Going to talk about it a little bit. I encourage anyone in the VC, if you like some old-fashioned soul, check out this record and see if you can find it. This guy just recorded this record. He's older than me. I'm 74. This guy's 77 when he did this record. You can't believe his voice. He has got a voice. A lot of people get old, we can barely talk, let alone sing. This guy can sing. He's been up there in Portland for a long time. He's an interesting story. He had a chance at the big time way back in the 70s. Said this is a bunch of what, and went back to Portland and did other stuff. And when the underdog comes up and does something in America, we all appreciate it. This guy's been an underdog. Incredible amount of talent this guy's got. Writes songs. He got some of the best guys up there in Portland, evidently, to record with him, because the instrumentation, the musicianship on this record is excellent. I think he either wrote most or all of the songs on here. When I got this, trying to warm up to it, decide when I'm going to have the courage to actually open it up and listen to it, read the titles. The first one, Pain is the Name of Your Game. Well, I'm not sure what this is going to be, but one of the things that helps us is a lot of times something we're listening to, know it whether we know it or not, sets the mood so that we're prepared for something else. Well, just by accident, I was playing some Steely Dan because I'd watched Ron Beaudry's thing, so I had to pull a couple of them records I got out of the dollar bin and listen to them. Steely Dan got nothing to do with this, but the sound of this music is from about the same time, the early 70s. And it was about bedtime. I'm thinking, I'm going to go to bed. I'll do this later. So, no, I'm in a pretty good mood from listening to this music. I'll listen to side A, then I'll go to bed. I can think about it, see if I'm going to have a comment, what kind of homework I'm going to have to do this record. So, of course, I listen to put on side A. Oops, oh, this baby is good. Starts off on the first side very early. Baritone saxophone in there. I like baritone saxophone. So, of course, I got through side A, then had to put on side B. And it was outstanding, and I really enjoyed it. And so then I went to bed, and I'll come back and listen to side A the next day. And it's got some of the tunes repeated. So, for example, side A, Pain is the name of your game. Side C, Pain is the name of your game. If there was baritone sax in the second version, I don't remember hearing a completely different arrangement. Same tune, different arrangement, different musicians. If you weren't reading the titles, you know. So just outstanding all the way through. The last tune on side D, Fade Away, kind of had a home recording old thing. There weren't anything in the notes. Was this an old recording that they just put on there on Mississippi Records? I don't know what Mississippi Records is doing up in Portland, but I like the idea. This guy was kind of opening for James Brown and Otis Redding, and he wasn't having good luck with those guys. If instead of going to New York, he would have went to Detroit, he probably would have been one of the Motown stars. So, Earl Thomas and the Pain. I'm not sure how you get this record. 2 LP. Got some nice artwork here in the middle. And Tom sent me something he printed off here, maybe or off of the paper, the Portland Mercury record review. A little bit of information and a link to YouTube. Also, with this record's a real nice book. There's the guy we're talking about. There's the group up on stage. Big group, got lots of instruments. Probably a Hammond B3 in there. Got some horns, got guitars, got lots of stuff. This is kind of a story of this guy. Number of pictures. This is actually an interview, but in the process of the interview, you get lots of information and very enjoyable. And when you read this guy's story, you just got to root for a guy like this, and hopefully there'll be another record. Interesting label. Got, I guess that's a Cougar on there. Records all look the same. Thank you for that homework. That was really enjoyable, and I got all worked up into a sweat and just turned out to be a joy. Well, the homework's been piling up on me. I'm going to make these next couple just a little bit briefer. I've had so much going on. I felt the stress of not getting my videos done. With my old buddy Dean over at Retro 2, he and I got a thing going with Sonics. We keep sending records back and forth. He sent me some homework. This was the main one I worked on. Dynagroove. RCA Victor. This was the very first Dynagroove record. It's a sampler record. I really enjoyed it, and he had written a note on one of these here. He found another Dynagroove. I think he may have sent one before. My records are such a mess, I'll have to look. Says this record has power. It does. Audiophiles debate these. So, like I do, I went to the internet. I check out the Dynagroove. I read the Wikipedia. Then I go over to one of them blog kind of things where people post, and I thought it was real interesting. Evidently, Dynagroove sounds a little better when they're not played so loud. They sound fine when they're loud to me, but a lot of the complaints had to do with what I think's imagination. I read a whole series of things where people like the Dynagroove records. Why? Because the music on them is excellent. I'll pull this record out so we can see what's on the back. But this is the sampler, has Peter Nero, Dick Shorey, Marty Gold, Sid Raymond, Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Tops, has well-known popular tunes, and these are all real well-done arrangements. The second half is all classical, first classical I listened to in a while. I really enjoyed it. Mahler Symphony No. 1, the finale, La Sorella, Debussy, Nocturnes, Puccini, Madame Butterfly, Act 1, Love Duet, and Sibelius, Finlandia. Okay, and I bought in about 1967, I bought a Victor that looked just about like that. So I checked out a bunch of the others. It seems like most of the Dynagrooves tend to be samplers, but the consensus was of the people I read, if you're listening to the music, you'll enjoy these records. Along with that, I got some Mercury stereo here. Jan August plays the great piano hits. And of course, everybody knows I'm kind of the piano guy of the VC, so got high fidelity stereo United Artists. Here, great motion picture scenes with Ferrani and Teicher, Nick Perito, Don Costa, Gary Mulligan, Shelley Mann, various people here. Some like it hot, God's Little Acre. These are just fun records. They're good music. I guess we'd say easy listening, but that's enjoyable. He went to all the work to put this CD in a thing to fit in with the records. It's the Ragtime, Elite Syncopators, the Southland Stingers, New England Conservatory Ragtime Ensemble. I've got hundreds of CDs with Ragtime, so if you can send me one I don't already have, pretty lucky, and this is a good one, so thank you. Chris over Dixieland Farms, got some homework for him. We're back to this same thing again, is that I'm the piano guy, so here's one that he sent. Art Tatum, got the record on the back, Capitol, solo piano. I had a date on here. I should always write these things down. The recordings were done in 1949. I believe the record was issued in 1963. So, of course, Art Tatum, one of the greats. You guys that don't know much about the piano people, you might think Art Tatum was kind of the Jimi Hendrix of the piano, although back in the earlier days where they didn't get quite that wild. Got this record from our friend Chris, Columbia 2i. Great cover. He knows I love those cheesecake covers. I got this, wasn't thinking, oh, this is going to be some jazz. Well, this is Ray Ellis. It's just easy listening. It's excellent. It's good. It's good sound quality. I like it. And but of course, Herb Ellis was the jazz guy. But that will fit in there real nice in the collection. Got some switched on Bach. This is the only record that I already had. This is an interesting record. Several people have shown this before, but I read a little bit on this, and it says that this is the record that popularized the Moog. Probably not pronouncing that right, so this was a significant record. And might almost think this is was one of those gag records that people send, like the Donnie and Marie records. Dionne Warwick, I Say a Little Prayers, The Windows of the World on Scepter Records. Turns out that my mind went blank here. What's the composer's name? Burt Bacharach. My wife's favorite composer is Burt Bacharach. She loves all of his tunes. Of course, Dionne Warwick recorded more of them than everybody else put together. So it turns out, whether you knew it or not, this was the perfect record for the wife because she loves Burt Bacharach and she likes Dionne Warwick pretty good. So I want to thank all of you folks for the homework, and next summer I got to take a break. See ya.